Welcome, sports fans, to another episode of the Sports by Fry podcast / YouTube channel. I do have to apologise. I've been a pretty shit person. I've only got like 1 or 2 posts out in the last 2 or 3 weeks. I was lazy-ish, but I really just needed a break, refresh. I've been hitting everyone up on Twitter, so if you've had an AFL fantasy question, I've tried to get back to everyone, but I'm back in the fold. J-Lo's back, joining me again today. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. Cruising. It's been a good week. Yep.
I'm in actually a really good spot heading into the final round. I'm ready for this AFL fantasy season to be over.
Mate.
You know the amount of shit that I've copped with Gary Ablett. I started with Kelly and with Zach Merritt.
Yeah.
Just hasn't been my year. I've made some dumb personal decisions, like some decisions have been my own fault as well, like picking Danger and McRae. But yeah, it just hasn't been my cup of tea. 2018. So 2019 is it's going to be a big year for lunch, fries and coke.
Yeah, righto.
How's your year been, mate?
It's been good. No, it's been
You
fine,
happy?
mate. So-
Happy with the course blocking?
Oh, yeah, look, it's been a bit of a long one, but I picked my initial team like pretty dodgily. Couldn't pick any Crows or Richmond
Oh, yeah, that's
players,
right. It was pretty half-hearted.
Yeah, it was a bit half-hard, and I've turned it around a bit. I've got a full team, so hopefully next year will be a big
You
year.
get a full team like this week with your 2 trades this week or last week?
Well, yeah, we'll be this week with the Hearn going out.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I did that last week. Took
I
the
could have
punt.
done it last week, but
Yeah, okay.
I just held it anyway. Sorry.
Yeah, I took the punt. Went and got Bont and Heaney.
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk a little bit about one of them a bit later on. But yeah, my team actually last week was really good. Finally, everyone pieced it together. Scored a career high. Wasn't good enough to soar too much in the ranking, but everyone's got good teams this time of year. I scored 2470 something from memory.
Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
What did you end up on, about 22?
Yeah, my midfield fell a little bit flat this week, so I was 2-2-3-1.
Oh, okay. Not bad.
Yeah, not great.
Season
this time of
high,
year.
or-
Nah, I don't think so, honestly.
Okay.
It was a bit of a down week.
Fair enough. Yeah, righto. Were you hit by any bullets with team selection this week, or are you looking at
I was
pretty
okay.
much luxury upgrades?
Luxury upgrades. My bench is a little thin at the moment. Like there's a few no coverage in the midfield and stuff like that. But other than that, solid.
Nice.
No holes to fill.
Solid. For those that haven't been following us all year, J-Lo and I, unfortunately, clearly, are not in any grand finals. I was going to nearly be one in draft, but I lost by 8 points because Tom Mitchell was my captain and the other dude had Brody Grundy, but I don't want to talk about that. So let's dive in. I want to kind of just break down each individual game this week, kind of talk about some dudes who I think are going to score well, other people who might not and might struggle. So first up, fresh off the bat, is the Port Dons game. Now, I do have Tom Rockliff in my side. That was probably the only issue, I guess, I had from team selection. But there's a couple that I think could be like late outs. Anyway, Tom Rockliff's injured. He's out. A lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon and trading him out, obviously, because no one would really have anyone good enough. If you did have Paul Ahern in your forward line, you could maybe plug him in. But I'm going to be trading him, as should everyone, like I've said. Anyone from that game that interests you?
Not really, to be honest, mate.
You're a big Devon Smith fan, aren't you? You're all on the Devon Smith train.
I honestly, he'll probably have 120 against him. I've
Yeah.
got no problems with Devon Smith. No team worries me when Devon Smith.
I agree. I went back to look through his recent games, and his scores at Adelaide Oval and against Port are low, but it's tough because even though it goes outside of the last 3, his last 3 scores have been in the 90s, so you're like, oh, they're pretty solid, and then the ones under that are the ones he's struggling. But that's like 2014, 2015. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was.
And fantasy scores, I find, like maybe after about 2 or 3 years, they lose a bit of relevancy because the game changes and different roles, different personnel. So anyway,
It's been a breakout year for him. So
Yeah.
he's better than he's ever been.
it's a long-winded way of me saying I think he'll be fine this
Yeah.
week. I don't own him, and he's actually a trade candidate for me for Rocky.
Okay.
I think at this stage I'm going to side with another forward, but just to be safe, I mean, like I said, those numbers aren't the be-all and end-all, but they do scare me off a little bit. If you are in a luxury upgrade position, a lot of people will probably be ditching Chad Wingard, Robbie Gray if he's still floating around, and some people might be bringing in Brendan Goddard for what could be his final game of footy.
Yeah, maybe. I expect him to play up. He's played
Same.
pretty solid this year. He's got a bit left in the tank. But
Linked with Freo, wouldn't mind seeing him run off the half back and marshalling the troops down there a bit.
Well, this is a bit off fantasy, but Pav was saying during the week that they need just new personnel in the club. Like maybe you could bring him on as a leader, then transition into a development role or something.
Yeah, it would be nice to see a couple of fresh faces. I think
It's a
good
class
fresh
act.
faces.
Yeah.
Fuck it up.
Yeah.
Because I'm happy with Ross's coach.
Mentoring
We're
some
going
of
way
these
off topic,
young
but
back-
anyway.
Yeah, mentoring some of the younger backmen.
Yeah.
And, any of the swingmen, I guess.
Mickey Johnson's
He plays every
retiring
team.
this week, so unless anyone sweeps him up, which is highly unlikely. So no one else really interests you from
No,
Port or Essendon?
I just wouldn't mind keeping an eye on Darcy Parish for future.
There's a lot of dudes in that little bracket.
Yeah, and he's sort of come back midway through the year and he's playing a bit of form.
All right, let's try and burn through a couple of these quicker. The next one is important though. It is the Gold Coast Geelong match. Now, a lot of people have spent the last 2 or 3 weeks getting Cats players in, me included. I got Menegola not last week, the week before, and Dangerfield I've had since about halfway through the year. But some people are also jumping on Tommy Hawkins, Gary Ablett, Mitchie Duncan, even Tim Kelly as well. All of them seem like solid plays. I know that there's one of those guys that also tempts you.
Yeah, actually they all tempt me. I need to fill a Hearns role in the forward line, so it's Danger, Menegola, and I'm thinking honestly maybe Hawkins just
Actually, just quickly, let me see.
You know, because he could kick 7 or 8 and have 10 marks and 20 disposals.
Gary Ablett named at centre half forward. Tom Hawkins named at full forward. Yeah. Stephen May is in the team. I don't know what his numbers are like, but I've always thought he was a solid fullback.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Rewalt kicked 10 on him, so he can't be amazing. But still, I thought he might be okay.
You feel like their midfield's just going to give him such good delivery. I probably won't go it, but I'm tempted.
A lot of people, if you're in like a final, a grand final, and you're like, you know what, he's got like a better player at every line. I don't think I can do this. Get Tom Hawkins, just like roll the dice, have a bit of fun.
Why not?
Imagine if he like bags 6 or 7 and gets a 150, which he's not out of the question.
Definitely not.
If he doesn't do it, then like we said, Danger or Menegola, they might both go off.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one of the two, who would you side with?
Danger, Menegola. I'd probably just go Danger.
See, I'd go Menegola. I don't know why.
I know. I feel like my heart says Menegola, but my brain's like, nah, just go to safe Danger. There you go. Eventually.
I think, like I said, if you're watching how players play in each year, like Danger's role this year has really hampered his fantasy scores.
True.
So I don't know why. I just think they'll stick with that.
There's no reason to throw him in the midfield this week either.
Is their season done and dusted? Where are they on the ladder?
Well, they're in.
Yeah, so they have to win to stay in?
They would be playing probably for home field in the elimination final.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't really remember. Either way, what I'm saying is they're going to have their foot to the ground a little bit.
Yeah.
So, be interesting. The next game, Tiggies and the Dogs. Now, the Tigers haven't really rested a few boys. In the opposite, they've actually brought a few boys in. They've got Cochin, Prestia, and Asprey from an unrelevant perspective. But Cochin was someone I was eyeing a few weeks, and last week I was eyeing Dusty as well.
Yeah.
I should expect to see another 120 from Dusty, you reckon?
Hope so, but you just never know. Like, they might just take it easy this week, the Tigers, because they've got top spots sewn up.
They're not really playing for anything.
Nah, I think they might even lose, honestly.
I disagree. I reckon they're going to throttle the Bulldogs.
Be nice.
But I also think that it's going to be very bruise-free footy. Just, a lot of uncontested, high-scoring, free-flowing. Tigers will win by like 60, but it'll be like the Dogs will still kick like 70 points or something crazy.
That makes sense. Like, it will be a bit of a gentleman's game, hopefully, because really, there's nothing to play for. Yeah.
The Bulldogs are probably the more fantasy-relevant team. Guys like Jack McRae, Dunkley, who's on my fantasy radar, the Bont, who is also
forward, actually.
Yeah, when he's playing forward, which he has done in the last month or so, his scores are actually solid.
Yeah,
there was a couple of weeks.
Him up there better.
A couple of weeks back, I think it was against Gold Coast. He had like a 60-point quarter when he kicked 4 goals in a quarter, and I was like, he could just do that in the Grandy, have like 5 or 6 snags. Not out of the question.
No.
I don't know why. Very hell-bent on calling goals snags this episode. I don't know why pushing the envelope on that, but
I think Dunkley could be actually a solid in against the Tigers. Running through the midfield, I think he's just going to get plenty of opportunity at the ball.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. I think Dunkley is the smarter player over Devon Smith, who's the other forward I was talking about maybe trading in.
Yep.
Very interesting. A lot of people will be also looking to axe Toby McLean. Been underperforming lately. Kind of seems like Dunkley's just taken his midfield minutes, almost.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd trade him out.
I'm not going to.
But if you're in like if that was the worst thing you had to do, if you were tossing up between him and maybe like Wingard, you could get Menegola, just do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think McLean is good for a 90 this week, so fingers crossed.
Your boys versus...
The next game, I don't really want to touch on this too much.
A bit of a chop, I think.
Only because I don't own Brodie Grundy. If I had Brodie Grundy in my team, I would be all over this matchup. Yeah. I think if you own him, now that Sandilands hasn't been named, and Sean Darcy has just been giving up serious point totals, you have to put the captain's badge on Grundy this week, right? If you do have him, obviously, or you're bringing him in.
Yeah, I think it's a safe option. He's going to tower you boys up.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting with Fifey back in. I think that adds a bit of intrigue to the midfield battle. So
another interesting point to note is Bailey Banfield is out, which means there's no tagger per se. So still side bottom, who a lot of people thought might get a bit of attention, should be okay.
It's going to be a wet fantasy game, I reckon.
Yeah. Speaking of taggers, quickly, the biggest question in the fantasy world this week is what to do with Tom Mitchell. So George Hewitt from the Swans is probably going to tag him. Traditionally against Sydney, his numbers are pretty shitty, but he's averaging, 130 for the year or something, so normal rules don't really apply to him. As crazy as it seems, I think he's one of the top 10 traded out players, maybe even like top 5 as it stands right now. So what's your opinion on the trading Tom Mitchell situation?
Well, I'm in that boat of like out of a necessity.
To make the money?
Yeah, more or less.
Just offers so much upside with that extra cash.
Yeah, it's extra 200k for anyone, So I'm probably going to do it for Oliver or Matt Crouch or someone like that.
Same.
But he'll probably respond and have a 150 and be the highest scoring player. Let's be honest. Where are they playing?
SCG from memory.
Yeah, it is. SCG.
Yeah, look, I don't think he will go big. I reckon he'll get you like a 107, something like that. Similar to last week, because they've started to, or probably have a bit of an eye on the finals as well. Even though ladder positions are still up for grabs a bit. They'll be
still now top 2 right now.
Oh, really? Is it that up for grabs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Still, regardless, I think they're in the finals. They've been on really good form, and since they've been on that form, his numbers have slipped slightly. Like the last 2 weeks. I think he probably had a 130, 120 the week before that. Anyway, I think trading him out is the play just because everything ticks the boxes for him to struggle. Like Tagger, shitty opposition. Longmire said they're going to send attention to him. Yeah. Everyone knows that he struggles-ish under the tag sometimes. And George Hewitt's arguably the best tagger in the biz. So I think trading him out is a smart move. And if you're not trading him out, probably too risky to captain, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be captaining. Depends who you have, I guess, but no.
I don't think, actually, now that I think about it as well, anyone who's in a good fantasy position will own anyone else in this game. Luke Bruce, maybe. Isaac Heaney's a popular dude. Parker floating around. Had a big game last week.
Yeah, and he's been turning up. Actually, I traded him out the exact worst time. That's where I waited until he started going. Anyway.
He's such a, yo-yo performance.
I got Buddy in this one, so I'll be watching.
Oh, sorry. I completely forgot about Buddy, because
He's coccyx as well, is that what? Oh, sorry.
That's a whole situation that I have just been able to completely avoid. Yeah, so word on the street is he's going to play. He's going to suit up. Yep. This kind of actually ties in a little bit with a bond, which I was going to talk about at the end, but I'll skip over it now. If you've got someone like that who's just under a little bit of a cloud, just make sure that you've got an emergency in a line, or try to structure your defense, your bench, so that you do. If you can't, it's not the end of the world, but in a perfect scenario, most coaches will be able to switch Kane Farrell around, or that Bulldogs dude, Fergus Green, still kicking. Someone like that might just keep you alive. Next up, we got Blues Crows.
Yep. Paddy Cripps for me. Crouch for maybe you.
App's shitting itself on my phone. Good timing.
It's
Matt
a bit
Crouch.
of a non-event in a funny way, isn't it?
Matt Crouch is seriously going to be talked about right now, because I am all over him being the best scorer in round 23. I'm pretty sure it was...
Better than Seb Ross.
Yeah, pretty sure it was last season when he finished against West Coast and had 150. He won me a grand final. I can't remember exact numbers, but I'm pretty sure I'm on the money. I reckon he's going to do it again.
Okay.
Against Carlton, Bulldogs got a ton of footy against them last week.
Yep.
I'm calling it now. And Gibbs will probably be a strong play too.
Yeah, sure.
I could be wrong and have a severe egg on my face, but I think they've kind of both got nothing to play for.
Yeah.
Adelaide would probably be a bit pissed off and want to end the season on a high note, so I reckon it's just ticks for...
Lairdy the one in this game for me.
Lairdy too.
I reckn he'll have the top score in this one.
It'll be interesting to see how they pan out.
Because he'll just be like, I don't need to be in the back line, I can just push up, just feed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hopefully Cade Simpson has the same thing in mind.
It's going to be...
Also, quick, I just need to give a 10-second shout out. Thank you, Cade Simpson, because I was going to trade him out to Witherden. Decided not to. I'm going to back him in. I said, if he's named, I'm sticking with him, and he saved me 100 points and helped me get a career high. He was the difference maker.
Yep, nice.
Continue, I digress.
Anyway, it's honestly a number point. Let's move on to the Brizzy Coast game, I reckon, mate.
Big game.
Yeah.
Ladder ramifications for you?
Yeah, well, it's for second.
Yeah, so you win, you're in. If
Yeah.
you lose, you're still kind of
Potentially.
sitting there.
We've got 3% lead on Hawks and Collingwood,
Yeah, okay.
although Collingwood might make it up this
Yeah,
week,
true.
obviously.
We'll try our best.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But there's a few people might have Stephen Martin in this. Everyone have Yowie. Hopefully he
True.
has a big game.
Yeah,
You got Dane Zorko.
just
You got
quietly, he's been pretty awesome this year, Elliot
Dane.
Yeo.
Who's the best backman?
Yeah, yeah, he probably is, eh?
Yeah.
Angus Brayshaw I still kind of classify as a bit of a cheap backman. Like Elliot Yeo actually plays more defense, I think,
Yeah.
or more half back it seems.
Yeah, that's true.
Granted, I probably watched more Eagles than Melbourne. So.
Yeah, I mean, late in the year he's gone right in the midfield, but yeah, he's been great, honestly. After he's shaken the yo-yo tag.
Yeah, he has,
Yeah,
absolutely.
for sure.
Which is good to see. Thank you, Elliot.
Yeah.
Before I interrupted you, you were starting to talk about Zorko and Beams.
Yep.
You have Zorko, I have Beams.
That's right. Yes.
And you think Zorko's going to be the highest scorer?
No, I think. It depends who the tag goes to, right? It depends who Hutchings goes to. I think they'll send him to Zorko, but I would send Hutchings to Beams, but I think he'll go to Zorko because he got tagged out by Tooth last week.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because I don't know. I have this gut feeling that they're just not going to go with the tag. Hutchings just going to they'll try something random. Zorko and Beams will just chop it up. They'll both have like 120.
Maybe. I couldn't see them even bothering playing Hutchings if he's not tagging someone.
Yeah, I
you
get
know
what
what
you're
I mean. Like he's going to be on someone. So.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is, regardless of where he is, I think both of them are going.
Yeah, okay. I reckon Zorko might get tagged out. I'm worried.
I'm pretty confident as a Beamer owner.
He'll be fine. Yeah.
But at the same time, I reckon if Beams gets the Hutchings tag and Zorko does it, they both could probably score similar. But if it was the other way around,
I
it'd be
agree.
a severe change.
I hope Beams gets the tag.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Personally, I don't.
Yeah.
But anyway, second last game, Giants versus the D's. Kind of irrelevant with the exception of Angus Brayshaw and Max Gawn from my point of view.
Kelly back in.
Kelly is straight back in. Very interesting play if you wanted to get a unique. I probably wouldn't, but a lot of other people probably wouldn't as well because Melbourne traditionally are harder to score against.
Yeah.
Now they've technically sewn up. Here, sorry to interrupt. If the Demons lose by more than 100 points and Port win by 150, something like that, or Gold Coast win by 100, then Melbourne could still technically just miss the
God,
finals.
that would be so nice. Honestly, I would.
That's cold. Nah, I want it to be over.
I don't.
I want them to make the finals and the Sacramento Kings to make the playoffs. Just end it.
Nah, I kind of like these horrible streaks.
I love seeing the reaction. Although from an AFL perspective, this is pretty shitty. But seeing the Buffalo Bills fans when the Bills finally made the playoffs this year, all the reactions to that. That was in pretty dramatic fashion though. But that was awesome.
Yeah.
Sure. This game is relevant to you because you were considering trading in a big dog as well.
Yeah, honestly, I'll probably do the Mitchell to Oliver switch.
Yeah.
I reckon he'll bounce back after last week, and he's arguably, he's one of the form players of the comp. Just had a bit of a down week, so
it seems like his floor is still pretty good, regardless of who he's going up against. He seems like one of the safest midfielders.
That's right. Yeah, except for Hutchings, he's played through every tag. So I reckon he'll have a wicked game, and it's just fun. It's fun to added bloke you haven't had.
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of what I'm doing a little bit, I guess.
I'm not taking this week super serious. Like, I want to just roll some dice. And
Yeah,
okay.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, that's, I guess, the kind of, if you're in one of those positions, yeah, like I said, I think I said that on my Dream Team article on the Fry's Forgotten Few, which you can check out on dreamteam.com. Dream Team Talk, dreamteam.com, can't remember. Anyway, I said, like, if you've got nothing better to do and your team's shot to shit, have some fun. Bring in someone who's retiring or one of your favourite player, something like that. All right, let's wrap this up. Last game of the round, Saints versus North. Ahern may be relevant. Probably the only North dude, right? Jared Waite retiring. Yeah. Congratulations on a good career, Jared.
Yeah, good on you, man.
Didn't win a hell of a lot, but I didn't mind Jared Waite. Always appreciated him.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's probably enough Jared Waite talk. Any other St Kilda players interesting you? Don't have Jack Billings floating around anymore?
No, I never had him.
Did you? I thought you had him for one point.
I had my own him after he went in and had 50 touches.
Like just after the bye kind of area. Yeah, okay.
But I just never pulled the trigger.
I knew that he was going to just burn me as well. He's on my never again list, I reckon. Yeah. He screwed me. I did exactly the same thing last year. I did exactly the same thing. I traded him out. Anyway.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Jack.
Yeah,
anyway.
No St Kilda blokes, really. You're big on Seb Ross this week.
Yeah.
Goldstein's the only one as well, I'd say.
You still got him in your team?
Yeah, he's still in my team.
Keeping him? Playing him?
Could trade him for Grundy this week if I want. Don't know.
That'd be interesting. So what... Well, hang on. Let me quickly finish this Seb Ross opinion. I reckon everyone's talking about... All the fantasy boys are talking about his potential big score. I think he's still going to be huge. I think he'd go 120, maybe push a 130 out as well. Yeah. There's a reason, though, that someone said this. I think it was Calvin. There's a reason that he's only in 1% of the teams. And he does occasionally just lay an egg. And it seems like although I did say the opposite for Tom Mitchell, but all the stars are aligning and he's just going to shit the bed and score like a 70 and ruin everyone's weekend. Yeah,
I'm still on North for being hard to score against them. I know the last 5 weeks.
They deserve a bit of respect as being a tough-ish team.
That's it. Yeah, like and if they're on, they're really on. You just feel like it's Brad Scott there, isn't it? You feel like the Scott Crunch team is like always going to be a hard-nosed team, and you're like, you've just got to worry about them maybe just going and pitching an absolute shutout. You know?
Yeah. I think if I had to guess, Ross will go like 115. But so making him is still a pretty good trade-in option. But speaking of trade-in options, do you know your move's locked and loaded? How long have we got? It's currently 10:30 p.m. Toronto time, so you've got about 7 hours.
I've had Oliver for Mitchell. Oliver for Mitchell and Hawkins for Ahern. Locked in all week.
Okay.
I might just leave it, honestly, because it is fun, like I said. Yeah. But wouldn't mind just chopping in Dev Smith as well. That might be nice. Just a nice thing to look at on your team.
That's what I'm kind of chopping and changing between. I'm definitely going Tom Mitchell down to Matt Crouch with one move after my man crush on him, as I've previously said. Yeah. I wanted to then do my other move as Lockie Neal to Seb Ross. Yeah, sure. Or I was looking at who else? There was someone else I was going to upgrade. Yeah, I was going to get Grundy in.
Still Steph. Might be playing, mate.
Yeah, you're right. Anyway, I could go. No,
Now
I can't because I got Tom Rockcliffe. So I have to go Tom Mitchell out to generate enough money. I knew there was something. So I have to go Rocky out. Probably Dunkley. Let's be honest. Dunkley over Devon. Flip a coin in about 20 minutes when I have to make my mind up before I go to bed. But what are your trades looking like? Oliver in?
Yeah.
Captain in?
Don't know.
I'm going to captain Matt Crouch.
I'm going to really splash with the captain, I think.
Are you? Who are you going to look like? Yowie, maybe?
Or honestly, like Buddy could, or Hawkins could just have a hole, you know. I
True.
don't know.
Hawkins would be serious, roll the dice. But that's almost like getting a little bit crazy.
Maybe.
It'd be fun though, you're right.
Yeah, it's still fun.
You do it for you don't do it because it's a good decision.
You can still have a ton against Lewis Pierce, you know, anyway.
True that.
We'll see what happens.
Hopefully, when you're listening to this podcast, watching this video, you are in an AFL Grand Final. Good luck if that's the case. Apologies for the last couple of weeks of coverage, but I'll be back in 2019. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining throughout the fantasy season, Jalen.
Mate, I'll come back. I'll flog you next year.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. We'll need to start some sort of competition and league next year because there's a couple of good fans out there on the tube and the Twitter and all sorts of stuff we need to get around. Twitter. Actually, let me fire up a quick little famous birthdays real quick. So, just quickly while I do this, off the cuff, how do you think the Coasters will go in the finals? Think they can run through?
I think so. I'm not I guess it hinges a little on JK, right? Because we've looked a bit limp up forward without him. But if he's back, I think we can cover the gaff loss.
I was just about to say, I got some bad news. I think that Gaff, Natanui, and Kennedy are your 3 best players.
I think it's too much.
Yeah, I think it's too much. To win the flag.
I think we can still do it. I still think we can do it. You need 3 good games from where we are.
Are Richmond going to lose in Melbourne again? They won 20 straight at the G.
Yeah, I know. They look
That's
good.
absurd.
They look good, but
They're not invincible, but...
They don't feel invincible to me. At no point have they felt invincible this year. They're playing so well.
I reckon they're going back to back. I reckon they're going to stay.
I think they will. I think they will too. But I can see enough gaps.
Yeah,
to make them very vulnerable.
All right, let me reel off a couple of these real quick. Scotty Can, happy birthday to Scotty Can.
Yep.
A big Entourage fan. Jeremy Lin, another big one.
Scott Kahn.
Is it Khan?
Yeah, James Kahn's son. Is he? Pretty sure it's James Kahn's son. Anyway.
Stick with it. Seth Curry, the less famous brother of the famous Curry family, and the big dog, of course. I don't know how this wasn't just coming straight off the dome.
Yeah.
Happy 40th birthday to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, of course, man.
In your top 10 all time, Kobe?
Let's not open that. Yeah.
Good luck in round 23. Hopefully you're playing for a flag. Like I said, thank you for joining the show. Make sure you stay tuned to the Sports by Friday channel. I promise I'll be doing more stuff. Till next time, though. Peace.